to cover, and at this point now we are the passage of Proverbs chapter 1, and we'll read through now from Proverbs chapter 1. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, for attaining wisdom and discipline, for understanding words of insight, for acquiring a disciplined and prudent life, doing what is right and just and fair, for giving prudence to the simple, knowledge and discretion to the young. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance. For understanding proverbs and parables, the sayings and riddles of the wise. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline. Listen, my son, to your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. They will be a garland to grace your head and a chain to adorn your neck. My son, if sinners entice you, do not give in to them. If they say, come along with us, let's lie in wait for someone's blood. Let's waylay some harmless soul. Let's swallow them alive like the grave, and whole, like those who go down to the pit. We will get all sorts of valuable things and fill our houses with plunder. Throw in your lot with us, and we will share a common purse. My son, do not go along with them. Do not set foot on their paths, for their feet rush into sin. They are swift to shed blood. How they waylay only themselves. Such is the end of all who go after ill-gotten gain. It takes away the lives of those who get it. Loud in the street, she raises her voice in the public squares. At the head of the noisy street, she cries out. In the gateways of the city, she makes her speech. How long will you simple ones love your simple ways? How long will mockers delight in mockery, and fools hate knowledge? If you had responded to my rebuke, I would have poured out my heart to you, and made my thoughts known to you. But since you rejected me when I called, and no one gave heed when I stretched out my hand, since you ignored all my advice, and would not accept my rebuke, I in turn will laugh at your disaster. I will mock when calamity overtakes you. When calamity overtakes you like a storm, when disaster sweeps over you like a whirlwind, when distress and trouble overwhelm you, then they will call to me, but I will not answer. They will look for me, but they will not find me, since they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord, since they did not accept my advice and spurned my rebuke. They will eat the fruit of their ways and be filled with the fruit of their schemes. For the waywardness of the simple will kill them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. But whoever listens to me will live in safety and be at ease without fear of harm. Proverbs chapter 2.
My son, if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, turning your ear to wisdom and applying your heart to understanding, and if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, and if you look for it as silver and search for it as the richest treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom, and from his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. He holds victory in store for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk is blameless. For he guides the course of the just. Guides the course of the just and protects the way of the unfaithful ones. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair, every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guide you. Wisdom will save you from the ways of wicked men, from men whose words are perverse, who lead the straight paths to walk in dark ways, who delight in doing wrong, and rejoice in the perverseness of evil, whose paths are crooked, and who are devious in their ways. I will save you also from the adulteress, from the wayward wife with her seductive words, who has left the partner of her youth, ignored the covenant she made before God. For her house leads down to death, and her paths to the spirits of the dead. None who go to her return, or attain the paths of life. Thus you will walk in the ways of good men, and keep to the paths of righteousness, for the upright will live in the land, and blameless will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the unfaithful will be torn from it. Proverbs chapter 3. My son, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commandments in your heart. For they will prolong your life many years and bring you prosperity. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favour and a good name in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes, fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones. Honour the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing, and your vats will brim over with new wine. My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline, and do not resent his rebuke, because the Lord disciplines those he loves. As a father, his son delights in him. Blessed is the man who finds wisdom, the man who gains understanding, for she is more profitable than silver, and yields better return than gold. She is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand, in her left hand are riches and honour. Her ways are pleasant ways, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to those who embrace her. Those who lay hold of her will be blessed. By wisdom the Lord laid the foundations. By understanding he set the heavens in place. By his knowledge the deeps were divided, and the clouds let drop their dew. My son, preserve sound judgment and discretion. Do not let them out of your sight. They'll be life for you, an ornament to grace your neck. Then you will go your way in safety, and your foot will not stumble. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. Have no fear of sudden disaster, or of the ruin that overtakes the wicked. For the Lord will be your confidence, and will keep your foot from being snared. Do not withhold good from those who deserve it, when it is in your power to act. Do not say to your neighbour, come back later, I'll give it tomorrow, when you now have it with you. Do not plot harm against your neighbour, who lives trustfully near you. Do not accuse a man for no reason, when he has done you no harm. Do not envy a violent man, or choose any of his ways. For the Lord detests the perverse man, but takes the upright in his confidence. The Lord's curse is on the house of the wicked, but he blesses the home of the righteous. He mocks proud mockers, but gives grace to the humble. The wise inherit honour, but fools he holds to shame. Proverbs chapter 4. Listen, my son, to a father's instruction. Pay attention and gain understanding. I give you sound learning, so do not forsake my teaching. When I was a boy in my father's house, still tender, and the only child of my mother, he taught me and said, lay hold of my words with all your heart. Keep my commandments, and you will live. Get wisdom, get understanding. Do not forget my words or swerve from them. Do not forsake wisdom, and she will protect you. Love her, and she will watch over you. Wisdom is supreme, therefore get wisdom. Though it cost all you have, get understanding. Esteem her, and she will exalt you. Embrace her, and she will honour you. She will set a garland of grace on your head, present you with a crown of splendour. Listen, my son, accept what I say, and the years of your life will be many. I guide you in the way of wisdom and lead you along straight paths. When you walk, your steps will not be hampered. When you run, you will not stumble. Hold on to instruction. Do not let it go. Guard it well, for it is your life. Do not set foot on the path of the wicked, or walk in the way of evil men. Avoid it. Do not travel on it. Turn from it and go your way. For they cannot sleep till they do evil. They are robbed of sinless slumber till they make someone fall. They eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. The path of the righteous is like the first gleam of dawn, shining even brighter till the full light of day. But the way of the wicked is like deep darkness. They do not know what makes them stumble. My son, pay attention to what I say. Listen closely to my words. Do not let them out of your sight. Keep them within your heart, for they are life to those who find them, and health to a man's whole body. Above all, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. Put away perversity from your mouth. Keep corrupt talk from your lips. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. Make level paths of your feet, and take only ways that are firm. Do not swerve to the left or to the right or to the left. Keep your foot from evil. Proverbs chapter 5. My son, pay attention to my wisdom. Listen well to my words of insight, that you may maintain discretion, or your lips may preserve knowledge. For the lips of an adulteress drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil. But in the end she is bitter as gall, sharp as a double-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps lead to the grave, straight to the grave. She gives no thought to the way of life. Her paths are crooked, but she knows it not. Now then, my son, listen to me. Now, my son, listen to me. Do not turn aside from what I say. Keep a path far from her. Do not go near the door of her house, lest you give your strength to others, and your years to one who is cruel. Lest strangers feast on your wealth, and your toil enrich another man's house. At the end of your life you will groan when your flesh and body are spent. You will say, how I hated discipline, how my heart burned correction. I would not obey my teachers or listen to my instructions. I've come to the brink of utter ruin in the midst of the whole assembly. Drink water from your own cistern, running water from your own well. Should your spring overflow in the streets, your streams of water in the public squares, let them be yours alone. Never be snared with strangers. May your fountain be blessed, and may you rejoice in the wife of your youth. Loving doe, a grateful deer, may her breast satisfy you always. May you ever be captivated by her love. Why be captivated, my son, by an adulteress? Why embrace the bosom of another man's wife? For the man's ways are in full view of the Lord. He examines all his paths. The evil deeds of a wicked man ensnare him. The cause of his sin hold him fast. He would die for lack of discipline, led astray by his own folly. Chapter 6 of Proverbs, warning against folly. My son, if you put up security for your neighbour, if you struck hands in pledge for another, if you have been trapped by what you said, ensnared by the words of your mouth, then do this, my son. To free yourself, since you have fallen into your neighbour's hands, go and humble yourself. Press your plea with your neighbour. Allow no sleep in your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. Free yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, like a bird from the snare of the fowler. Go to the ant, you sluggard. When will you get up from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a bandit, and scarcity like an armed man. A scoundrel and villain who goes about with a corrupt mouth, who winks with his eye, signals with his feet, and motions with his fingers, who plots evil with deceit in his heart. He will always stir up dissension. Therefore, disaster will overtake him in an instant. He will suddenly be destroyed without mercy, without remedy. There are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 are detestable to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a man who stirs up dissension among brethren. My son, keep your father's commandments, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. Bind them upon your heart forever. Fasten them around your neck. When you walk, they will guide you. When you sleep, they will watch over you. When you are awake, they will speak to you. For these commandments are a lamp. This teaching is a light, and the correction of discipline are the ways to life. Keeping you from the immoral woman, from the smooth tongue of the wayward wife. Do not lust in your heart after her beauty, or let her captivate you with her eyes. For the prostitute, it reduces you to a loaf of bread, and the adulteress preys upon your very life. Can a man scoop fire into his lap without his clothes being burned? Can a man walk on hot coals without his feet being scorched? So is he who sleeps with another man's wife. No one that touches her will go unpunished. Men, do not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his hunger when he is starving. If he is caught, he must pay sevenfold, though it cost him all the wealth of his house. But the man who commits adultery lacks judgment. Whoever does so destroys him. Blows and disgrace are his lot, and his shame will never be wiped away. For jealous arouses a husband's fury, and he will show no mercy when he takes revenge. He will not accept any compensation. He will refuse to bribe, however great it is. Chapter 7 of Proverbs, warning against the adulteress. My son, keep my words. Store up my commands within you. Keep my commands, and you will live. Guide my teaching as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call understanding your kinsman. They will keep you from the adulteress, from the wayward wife with her seductive words. At the window of my house, I looked out through the lattice. I saw the simple. I noticed among the young men a youth who lacked judgment. It was going down the street near her corner, walking in the direction of her house at twilight, as the day was fading, as the dark of night set in. Then out came a woman to meet him, dressed like a prostitute, with a crafty intent. She is loud and defiant. Her feet never stay at home. Now in the street, now in the squares, at every corner she lurks. She took hold of him, kissed him, and with a brazen face she said, I have fellowship offerings at home. Today I'll fulfill my vow. So I came out to meet you. I looked for you, and I found you. I've covered my bed with coloured linen from Egypt. I've perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us drink deep of love till morning. Let's enjoy ourselves with love. My husband is not at home. He's gone on a long journey. He took his purse filled with money and will not be home till full moon. With persuasive words, she led him astray. She seduced him with her smooth talk. All at once he followed her, like an ox going to the slaughter, like a deer stepping into a noose. Till an arrow pierced his liver, like a bird darting into a snare, little knowing it would cost him his life. Now then, my son, listen to me. Pay attention to what I say. Do not let your heart turn to her ways or stray in her paths. Many are the victims she brought down. Her slain are a mighty throng. Her house is an highway to the grave, leading down to the chambers of death. Proverbs chapter 8, wisdom's call. Does not wisdom call out? Does not understanding rise her voice? On the heights alone, the way, where the paths meet, she takes her stand. Beside the gates leaning into the city, at the entrance she cries aloud, to you, O men, I call out, I raise my voice to all mankind, for you are simple, gain prudence, you who are foolish, gain understanding. Listen, for I am worthy to say, I open my lips to speak what is right. And my mouth speaks what is truth, for my lips detest wickedness. All the words of my mouth are just, none of them is crooked or perverse. To the discerning, all of them are right. They are faultless to those who have knowledge. Choose my instruction instead of silver, knowledge rather than gold. For wisdom is more precious than rubies, and nothing you desire can compare with them. I, wisdom, dwell together with prudence. I possess knowledge and discretion. To fear the Lord is to hate evil. I hate pride and arrogance, evil behaviour and perverse speech. Counsel and sound judgment are mine. I have understanding and power. By me kings reign, and rulers make laws that are just. By me princes govern, and all nobles will rule on earth. I love those who love me, and who seek me find me. With me are riches and honour, enduring wealth and prosperity. My fruit is better than fine gold. What I yield surpasses chosen silver. I walk in the way of righteousness, along the paths of justice. Bestow wealth on those and making their treasure full. The Lord brought me forth as the first of his works, before his deeds of old. I was appointed from eternity, from the beginning, before the world began. When there was no oceans, I was given birth. When there was no spring abounding with water, before the mountains were settled in place, before the hills I was given birth, before he made the earth or its fields, or any of the dust of the world. I was there when he set the heavens in place, when he marked out the horizon on the face of the deep, when he established the clouds above and fixed security the fountains of the deep, when he gave the bounds, the sea its bounds, so the water would not overstep its command, and when he marked out the foundation of the earth. Then I was a craftsman at his side. I was filled with delight day after day, rejoicing always in his presence, rejoicing in his whole world, and delighting in mankind. Now then, my son, listen to me. Blessed are those who keep my ways. Listen to my instruction and be wise. Do not ignore it. Blessed is the man who listens to me, watching daily at my doors, waiting at my doorway. Whoever finds me finds life and receives honour and favour from the Lord. But whoever fails to find me harms himself. All who hate me love death. Chapter 9 of Proverbs, invitation of wisdom and folly. Wisdom has built her house. She has hewn down its 7 pillars. She has prepared the meat and mixed the wine. She has also set her table. She has set out her maids, and she calls from the highest point of the city. Then all who are simple, come in here. She says to those who lack judgment, come, eat my food and drink my wine. Leave your simple ways and you will live. Walk in the way of understanding. Whoever corrects a mocker invites insult. Whoever rebukes a wicked man incurs abuse. Do not rebuke a mocker, or he will hate you. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love you. Instruct a wise man, and he will be wiser still. Teach a righteous man, and he will add to his learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. For through me your days will be many, and years will be added to your life. If you are wise, your wisdom will reward you. If you are a mocker, you alone will suffer. The woman's folly is loud. She is undisciplined and without knowledge. She sits at the door of her house, on a seat at the highest point of the city, calling out to those who pass by, who go straight on their way. Let all of our simple come in it. She said to those with that judgment. Stolen water is sweet. Food hidden in secret is delicious. But little do they know that the deaf are there, that the guests are in the depths of the grave. Proverbs chapter 10. The Proverbs of Solomon. A wise man brings joy to his father, but a foolish son grief to his mother. Ill-gotten treasures are no value, but righteousness delivers from death. The Lord does not let the righteous go hungry, but he thwarts the craving of the wicked. Lazy hands make a man poor, but diligent hands make wealth. He who gathers crops in summer is a wise man, but he who sleeps during harvest is a disgraceful son. Blessing crowns the head of the righteous, but violence overwhelms the mouth of the wicked. The memory of the righteous will be a blessing, but the name of the wicked will rot. The wise in heart accept commands, but the chattering fool comes to ruin. The man of integrity walks secretly, securely, but he who takes crooked paths will be found out. He who winks maliciously causes grief, and a chattering fool comes to ruin. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but violence overwhelms the mouth of the wicked. Hatred stirs up dissension, but love covers all who are wrong. Wisdom is found on the lips of the discerning, but a rod is for the back of him who lacks judgment. Wise men store up knowledge, but the mouth of a fool invites ruin. He who heeds discipline shows the way to life, but whoever ignores correction leads others astray. He who conceals his hatred has lying lips. Whoever spreads slander is a fool. When words are many, sin is not absent, but he who holds his tongue is wise. The tongue of the righteous is choice silver, and the heart of the wicked is of little value. The lips of the righteous nourish many, but fools die for lack of judgment. The blessing of the Lord brings wealth, and he adds no trouble to it. A fool finds pleasure in evil conduct, but the man of understanding delights in wisdom. When the wicked dreads will overtake him, what the righteous desires will be granted. When the storm has swept by, the wicked are gone, but the righteous stands firm forever. As vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so is a sluggard to those who send him. The fear of the Lord adds length to life, but the years of the wicked are cut short. The prospect of the righteous is joy, but the hopes of the wicked come to nothing. The way of the Lord is a refuge to the righteous. It is ruin of those who do evil. The righteous will never be uprooted, but the wicked will not remain in the land. The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut out. The lips of the righteous know what is fitting, but the mouth of the wicked only what is perverse. Chapter 11 of Proverbs. The Lord abhors dishonest scales, but accurate weights are his delight. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. The integrity of the upright guides them, but the unfaithful are destroyed by their duplicity. Wealth is worthless in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. The righteousness of the blameless makes a straight way for them, but the wicked are brought down by their own wickedness. The righteousness of the upright delivers them, but the unfaithful are trapped by evil desires. When a wicked man dies, his hopes perish. All he expected from his power comes to nothing. The righteous man is rescued from trouble and comes on the wicked instead. With his mouth, the God does destroy his neighbour, but through knowledge the righteous escape. When the righteous prosper, the city rejoices. When the wicked perish, they are shouts of joy. For the blessing of the upright understanding holds his tongue. A gossip betrays a confidence, but a trustworthy man keeps a secret. For lack of guidance, a nation falls, but many advisers make victory sure. He who puts up security for another will surely suffer. When refuses to strike hands in pledge is safe. A kind-hearted woman gains respect, but ruthless men gain only wealth. A kind man benefits himself, but a cruel man brings trouble on himself. The wicked man earns deceptive wages, but he who sows righteousness reaps a sure reward. The Lord detests men of perverse heart, but he delights in those whose ways are blameless. Be sure of this, the wicked will not go unpunished, but those who are righteous will go free. Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman who shows no discretion. The desire of the righteous ends only in good, but the hopes of the wicked only in wrath. One man gives freely, yet gains even more. Another who revolts undue becomes to poverty. A generous man will prosper, but he who refreshes others will himself be refreshed. People curse the man who hoards grain, but blessing crowns him who is willing to sell. He who seeks good finds goodness, but evil comes to him who searches for it. Whoever trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will thrive like a green leaf. He who brings trouble on his family will inherit only wind, and the fool will be servant to the wise. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he who wins souls is wise. If the righteous receive their due on earth, how much more the ungodly and the sinner. Chapter 12. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge. He who hates correction is stupid. A good man obtains favour from the Lord, but the Lord condemns a crafty man. A man cannot be established through wickedness, but the righteous cannot be uprooted. A wife of noble character is her husband's crown, but a disgraced wife is like decay in his bones. The plans of the righteous are just, but the advice of the wicked is deceitful. The words of the wicked lie in wait for blood, but the speech of the upright rescues them. Wicked men are overthrown and are no more, but the house of the righteous stands firm. A man is praised according to his wisdom, but men with warped minds are despised. Better to be a nobody and yet have a servant than to pretend to be somebody and have no food. A righteous man cares for the needs of his animal, but the kindest acts of the wicked are cruel. He who works his land will have abundant food, but he who chases fantasies lacks judgment. The wicked desire the plunder of evil men, but the root of the righteous flourish. An evil man is trapped by his sinful talk, but the righteous man escapes trouble. From the fruit of his lips a man is filled with good things, as surely as the works of his hands reward him. The way of a fool seems right to him, but a wise man listens to advice. A fool shows his annoyance at once, but a prudent man overlooks an insult. A truthful witness gives honest testimony, but a false witness tells lies. Reckless words pierce like a sword, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue lasts only a moment. There is deceit in the heart of those who plot evil, but joy for those who promote peace. No harm befalls the wicked, but the wicked have their fill of trouble. The Lord detests lying lips, but delights in men who are truthful. A prudent man keeps his knowledge to himself, but the heart of fools blurts out folly. Diligent hands will rule, but laziness ends in slave labour. An anxious heart weighs a man down, but a kind word cheers him up. A righteous man is cautious in friendship, but the ways of the wicked lead them astray. The lazy man does not roast his gain, but the diligent man prizes his possessions. In the way of righteousness there is life. Along that path is immortality. Chapter 13. A wise son eats his father's instruction, but a mocker does not listen to rebuke. From the fruit of his lips a man enjoys good things, but the unfaithful have a craving for violence. He who guides his lips guides his life, but he who speaks rashly will come to ruin. The sluggard craves and gets nothing, but the desires of the diligent are fully satisfied. The righteous hate what is false, but the wicked brings shame and disgrace. Righteousness guides the man of integrity. The wickedness overthrows the sinner. One man pretends to be rich, yet has nothing. Another pretends to be poor, yet has great wealth. A man's riches may ransom his life, but a poor man is no threat. The light of the righteous shines brightly, but the lamp of the wicked is snuffed out. Pride only breeds quarrels, but wisdom is found in those who take advice. Dishonest money dwindles away, but who gain money little by little makes it grow. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but the longing fulfilled is the tree of life. He who scorns instruction will pay for it, but he who respects the command is rewarded. The teaching of the wise is the fountain of life, turning a man from the snares of death. Good understanding wins favour, but the way of the unfaithful is hard. Every prudent man acts out of knowledge, but a fool exposes his folly. A wicked messenger falls into trouble, but a trustworthy envoy brings healing. He who ignores discipline comes to poverty and shame, but whoever eats correction is honoured. A longing fulfilled is sweet to the soul, but fools detest turning from evil. He who walks with the wise grows wise, but the companion of fools suffers harm. Misfortune pursues the sinner, but prosperity is the reward of the righteous. A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children, but a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. A poor man's field may produce abundant food, but injustice sweeps it away. He who spares the one hates his son, but he who loves him is careful in discipline. The righteous eat to their heart's content, but the stomach of the wicked goes hungry. Chapter 14. The wise woman builds her house. With her own hands, the foolish one tears hers down. He who walks in upright fears the Lord, but he whose ways are devious despises him. A fool's talk brings a rod to his back, but the lips of the wise protect them. Where there is no ox, the manger is empty, but the strength of an ox comes an abundant harvest. A truthful witness does not deceive, but a false witness pours out lies. The mocker seeks wisdom and finds none, but knowledge comes easily to the discerning. Stay away from a foolish man, for you will not find knowledge on his lips. The wisdom of the prudent is to give thought to their ways, but the folly of fools is deception. Fools mock at making amends for sin, but good will be found amongst the upright. Each heart knows its own bitterness, and no one else can share its joy. The house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. There is a way that seems right to a man, but the end leads to death. Even in laughter the heart may ache, and joy may end in grief. The faithless will be fully repaid for their ways, and the good man rewarded for his. A simple man believes everything, but the prudent man gives thought to his steps. A wise man fears the Lord and shuns evil, but a fool is hot-headed and reckless. A quick-tempered man does foolish things, and a crafty man is hated. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. Evil men will bow down in the presence of the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. The poor are shunned even by their neighbours, but the rich have many friends. He who despises his neighbour sins, but blessed is he who is kind to the needy. Do not those who plot evil go astray, but those who plan what is good find love and faithfulness. All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. The wealth of the wise is their crown, but the folly of fools yields folly. A true witness saves lives, but a false witness is deceitful. He who fears the Lord has a secure future, and his children will be a refuge. The fear of the Lord is the fountain of life, turning a man from the snares of death. A large population is a king's glory. Without subjects, a prince is ruined. A patient man has great understanding, but a quick-tempered man displays folly. A heart of peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones. He who oppresses the poor shows contempt for their maker. Whoever is kind to the needy honours God. When calamity comes, the wicked are brought down, but even in death the righteous have a refuge. Wisdom reposes in the heart of the discerning, and even among fools she lets herself be known. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a disgrace to any people. A king delights in a wise servant, but a shameful servant incurs his wrath. Chapter 15 of Proverbs. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. The tongue of the wise commands knowledge, but the mouth of the fool gushes folly. The eyes of the Lord are everywhere, keeping watch on the wicked and the good. The tongue that brings healing is a tree of life, but his deceitful tongue crushes the spirit. A fool spurs his father's discipline. Whoever heeds correction shows prudence. The house of the righteous contains great treasure, but the income of the wicked brings them trouble. The lips of the wise spread knowledge, not so the heart of fools. The Lord detests the sacrifice of the wicked, but the prayers of the upright please him. The Lord detests the ways of the wicked, but he loves those who pursue righteousness. Stern discipline awaits him who leaves the path. He who hates correction will die. Death and destruction lie open before the Lord, how much more the heart of men. A mocker resents correction. He will not consult the wise. A happy heart makes the face cheerful, but heartache crushes the spirit. The discerning heart seeks knowledge, but the mouth of the fool feeds on folly. All the days of the oppressed are wretched, but the cheerful heart has a continual feast. Better a little with the fear of the Lord than great wealth with turmoil. Better a meal of vegetables when there is love than a fatted calf with hatred. A hot-tempered man stirs up dissent, but a patient man calms a quarrel. The ways of the sluggard is blocked with thorns, but the path of the upright is a highway. A wise son brings joy to his father, but a foolish man despises his mother. Father delights a man who lacks judgment, but a man of understanding keeps a straight course. Plans fail for lack of counsel. With many advisers they succeed. A man finds joy in giving an apt reply, and how good is a timely word. The paths of life lead upward to the wise, keeping them going down to the grave. The Lord tears down the proud man's house, but it keeps the widow's boundaries intact. The Lord detects the faults of the wicked, but those of the pure are pleasing to him. The greedy man brings trouble to his family, but he who hates bribes will live. The heart of the righteous weighs its answers, but the mouth of the wicked gushes evil. The Lord is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayers of the righteous. A cheerful look brings joy to the heart, and good news gives health to the bones. He listens to a life-giving rebuke will be a term among the wise. He ignores discipline, despises himself. Whoever reads correction gains understanding. The fear of the Lord teaches a man wisdom, and humility comes before honour. Chapter 16 of Proverbs. To man belong the plans of the heart, but from the Lord comes the reply of the tongue. All a man's ways seem innocent to him, but motives are weighed by the Lord. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and your plans will succeed. The Lord works out everything for his own ends, even the wicked for a day of disaster. The Lord will detest all the proud of heart. Be sure of this, they will not go unpunished. Through love and faithfulness, sin is atoned for. Through the fear of the Lord, a man avoids evil. When a man's ways are pleasing to the Lord, he makes even his enemies live at peace with him. Better little with righteousness than much gain with injustice. In his heart a man plans his course, but the Lord determines his steps. The lips of a king speak as an oracle, and his mouth should not betray justice. On his scales and balances are from the Lord, all the weights in the bag of his making. King detests wrongdoing, for the throne is established through righteousness. Kings take pleasure in honest lips. They value a man who speaks the truth. A king's wrath is a messenger of death, but a wise man will appease it. When a king's face brightens, it means life. His favour is like a rain cloud in spring. How much more to get wisdom than gold, to choose understanding rather than silver. The way of the upright avoids evil. He who guards his way guards his life. Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before the fall. Better to be lowly in spirit and among the oppressed than to share plunder with the proud. Whoever gives heed to instruction prospers, and blessed is he who trusts in the Lord. The wise man in heart are called discerning, and pleasant words promote instruction. Understanding is a fountain of life to those who have it, but folly brings punishment to fools. A wise man guides his mouth, and his lips promote instruction. Guards his mouth, and his lips promote instruction. Pleasant words are honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. There is a way that seems right to a man, but his end leads to death. The labour of appetite works for him. His hunger drives him on. A scoundrel plots evil, and his speech is like a scorching fire. A perverse man stirs up dissension, but a gossip separates close friends. A violent man entices his neighbour, and leads him down the path that is not good. He who winks with his eye is plotting perversity. He who purses his lips is bent on evil. Grey hair is a crown of splendour, is attained by a righteous life. Better a patient man than a warrior, a man who controls his temper than one who takes a city. The lot is cast into the lap, but every decision is from the Lord. Proverbs chapter 17. Better a dry crust with peace and quiet than a house full of fasting with strife. A wise servant will rule over a disgraceful son and will snare the inheritance of one of his brothers. The Capability for silver and furnace for gold, but the Lord tests the heart. A wicked man listens to evil lips. A liar pays attention to a malicious tongue. He who mocks the poor shows contempt for their maker. Whoever gloats over disaster will not go unpunished. Children's children are a crown to the aged, and parents are the pride of their children. Arrogant lips are unsuited to a fool, and much worse, lying lips to a ruler. A bribe is a charm to one who gives it. Whoever it succeeds. He who covers over an offence promotes love. Whoever repeats the matter separates close friends. Rebuke impresses a man of discernment more than 100 lashes a fool. An evil man is bent only on rebellion. A merciful officer will be set against him. Better to meet a bear robbed of her cubs than a fool in her folly. If a man pays back evil for good, he will never leave his house. Starting a quarrel is like breaching a dam, so drop the matter before the dispute breaks out. Acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent, the Lord detests them both. And what use is money to the hand of a fool, since he has no desire to get wisdom? A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversary. A man lacking in judgment strikes hand in pledge, puts up security for his neighbour. He who loves a quarrel loves sin. He who builds a high gate invites destruction. A man of perverse heart does not prosper. He whose tongue is deceitful falls into trouble. To have a fool for a son brings grief. There is no joy for the father of a fool. A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. A wicked man accepts a bribe in secret to perverse the course of justice. And a sinful man keeps wisdom in view, but a fool's eye wanders to the ends of the earth. A foolish man brings grief to his father and bitterness to the one who bore him. It is not good to punish an innocent man or to flog officials for their integrity. A man of knowledge uses words with restraint, and a man of understanding is even-tempered. Even a fool who's foolish thought-wise if he keeps silent, and discerning if he holds his tongue. Chapter 18 of Proverbs. An unfriendly man pursues selfish ends. He defies all judgment. A fool finds no pleasure in understanding, but delights in airing his own opinion. When wickedness comes, so does contempt, and with shame comes disgrace. The words of a man's mouth are deep waters, but the fountain of wisdom is a bubbling brook. It is not good to be partial to the wicked, or to be deprived the innocence of justice. A fool's lips bring him strife, and a fool's mouth invites a beating. A fool's mouth is his undoing, and his lips are a snare to his soul. The words of the gossip are like chosen morsels. They go down to a man's innermost parts. One who is slack in his work is brother to one who destroys. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and are safe. The wealth of the rich is their fortified city. Their image is an unscalable wall. Before his downfall, a man's heart is proud, but humility comes before honour. He who answers before listening, that is his folly and his snare. A man's spirit sustains him in sickness, but a crushed spirit who can bear? The heart of the discerning acquires knowledge. The ends of the wise seek it out. A gift opens the way for the giver and ushers him into the presence of the great. The first to present his case seems right, so another comes forward and questions him. Casting the lot settles disputes and keeps strong opponents apart. An offended brother is more unyielding than a fortified city, and disputes are like the barred gates of a citadel. From the fruit of his mouth, a man's stomach is filled. With the harvest from his lips, he is satisfied. The tongue has the power of life and death. For those who love it will eat its fruit. He who finds a wife finds what is good and receives favour from the Lord. A poor man pleads for mercy, but a rich man answers harshly. A man of many companions may come to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Proverbs chapter 19. Better the poor man whose walk is blameless than a fool whose lips are perverse. It is not good to have zeal without knowledge, nor to be hasty and to miss the way. A man's own folly ruins his life, yet his heart rages against the Lord. Wealth brings many friends, but a poor man's friends desert him. A false witness will not go unpunished. He who pours out lies will not go free. Many curry favour from a ruler, and everyone is a friend of a man who gives gifts. A poor man is shunned by his relatives. How much more do friends avoid him? Though he pursues them with pleading, they are nowhere to be found. He who gets wisdom loves his own soul. He who cherishes understanding prospers. A false witness will not go unpunished. He who pours out lies will perish. It is not fitting for the fool to live in luxury. How much worse for the slave to rule over the princes. A man's wisdom gives him patience. It is the glory to overlook an offence. A king's rage is like the roar of a lion, but his favour is like dew on the grass. A foolish man is his father's ruin. A quarrelsome wife is like a constant gripping. Houses and wealth are inherited from parents, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. Laziness brings on deep sleep, and the shiftless man goes hungry. Who obeys instruction guards his life, but he who is contentious of his ways will die. He who is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will reward him for what he has done. Discipline your son, in that there is hope. Do not be a willing party to his death. A hot-tempered man must pay the penalty. If you rescue him, you will have to do it again. Listen to advice and accept instruction, and in the end you will be wise. Many are the plans in a man's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. What a man desires is unfailing love. Better to be poor than a liar. The fear of the Lord leads to life. Then one rests content, untouched by trouble. The sluggard buries his head in the dish. He will not even bring it back to his mouth. Flog a mocker, and the simple will learn prudence. Rebuking his earning man, and he will gain knowledge. He who robs his father and drives out his mother is a son who brings shame and disgrace. Stop listening to instruction, my son, and you will stray from the word of knowledge. The corrupt witness mocks at justice, and the mouth of the wicked gulps down evil. Penalties are prepared for mockers and beating for the fools, for the backs of fools.
Pause, if we may.
Yes, I was going to say, because otherwise I'm going to go over to another chapter, like chapter 20.